Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Josh.
Oh man, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good week.
And Noah.
Hello, everybody.
And we are here to talk about anime, like usual, because it's the anime club. We're here this week to talk about Toradora, our first rom-com, a non-shonen actually too. It's kind of interesting. I know this is Josh's first time watching rom-com. Me and Noah watch plenty, but Josh, what are your thoughts on Toradora as your first non-shonen? This might be your first non-shonen, like non-action, non-fight scene. This is just like a fun,
a few fight
show.
scenes.
Oh, yeah, sort of.
Yeah, I mean there is a few fight scenes in it, but I watched it over the past week and it wasn't bad. There wasn't a lot of episodes. I actually really like it. I did a quick little Google search and like where does like Toradora like rank amongst like all of like the rom-coms and stuff. And a lot of the websites that ranked all the rom-coms and stuff had it in like the top 5 and stuff like that. So I mean, I definitely see the pros of it. I also see the cons of it. I know we'll get into all that, and then we're also gonna like rank the characters as well. But I mean, overall though, I like the series. Me, it's definitely different than like how like I definitely would have handled certain situations a lot better, and we'll get into those certain situations in a little bit. But because I mean, I'm more a direct person. This anime was very like, I like you too, and then no one talks about it, and it just drags and it drags. But I really liked it overall though. I definitely was entertained, and the anime did have me shouting at the TV a couple of times. Like that's how heated I was getting. So the fact that they got me to that point, I was like, all right, the Toradora did their job, so I can't complain.
How about you, Noah?
My thoughts on the show?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this show. The fact that people rank this show in the top 5, for me personally, I hate. How can you define something as romance when there is no romance between the main couple until the last episode? I hate that. I want to see like actual development. And I feel like Josh was saying, everything was just so stood still. And the only best girl that kept it real the whole time was Ami. She kept it real always. She was like, you know what? She was subtle about it, but she was subtle but direct about what she was saying. Like she was keeping it real. She was like, you're gonna do this or that. Like, I'm not a. After, like, I was the one who heard the hype first before I watched it, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is disappointing. This isn't the type of romance that I enjoy, at least personally.
For me, this was my first rom-com, so I was like, what is this? I was like, this is different. I was like, I don't know how to feel when I first watched it, but I eventually just caught on, and I was just like, this is fun. But I mean, like Noah was saying, like the love aspect is very weird. And to be fair, it's like you're just kind of waiting for like something, and this, I don't know if this is the perfect example of a rom-com for a beginner, because like Josh was saying, he was like screaming at his TV. I don't know if this is the way to start in the rom-com genre, but it is a good show. I do enjoy that. I do like the characters. I think Taiga is a very fun character. A love interest, I don't know. I don't know if she fits that mold.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, but she is a fun character, and I think Ryuji is a great main character for the show. I enjoy him a lot. But we're going to get into all that. Josh, what is our first talking point?
Yeah, so I know we already started a little bit like how do we feel overall about the anime overall, but I actually have some like couple questions that I had for you guys. Like we can talk about like who's like our favorite character in the series. We can also talk about like how Ryuji, like, did he play the game right? What are some things he did well? What are some things he did wrong? And then another topic, because I remember I watched it at the end. I felt like I wanted to see more. Like I wanted to see Ryuji and Taiga, like, all right, if they're going to get married, like, are they going to get married? Like, it kind of just ended. We could talk about the ending. It kind of just ended like, oh, man, they meet each other, and then it's just, they kiss a couple times, and that's pretty much it. Like, come on, like, can we see, like, what are they, like, what's their life in the future? Is like, what's going on? Like,
I'll tell you now, Josh. That's just that's the life of watching romance anime. Like, you rarely get the after story in a lot of stuff, honestly. So
yeah, so like,
yourself.
Yeah, so like when I was watching, I was just like, dang, like should there have been more episodes? So I mean, we could start with that. Like, do you guys feel like there should have been more episodes, or did it end with like the
So when I first watched this, at first I was very like I said, I was confused because this is a new experience. I never watched a rom-com before this, and leaving this first, I'm like, okay, this isn't like shonen. This is how rom-coms are structured. I was like, okay, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if that's how it's supposed to be, all right, cool. But then I experienced some other shows like I experienced My Love Story. I experienced Kimi no Toroke. I experienced to a degree School Rumble. I experienced these other shows that kind of played around with timing and a good example for like a shonen watcher. Black Clover has a very interesting way of pacing things. Right, you get to the conflict, and then there's no filler. You just jump into the next thing. Where this is kind of like the opposite of that. They kind of finally get to the meat that you want, the romance at the end of it, and then they just kind of end it. Where if you ever watch the show, eventually, hopefully, the show called My Love Story, they get to the romance from the jump, like right from the beginning, and then you get to enjoy the relationship and see the struggles and everything. So Toradora took an approach of like just kind of having an abrupt ending, like, all right, we got the romance. You're not going to see what it looks like, but I mean, you get like 2 or 3 episodes of what this relationship actually looks like, and I do think it should have had a second season. Maybe there is more manga, chapters or something. I have to look into that. But as far as the anime goes, like we didn't really get to enjoy Ryuji and Taiga as a couple. We just kind of got that, and we kind of got this abrupt ending. And I don't know. I felt like it could have got a little bit more. What do you think, Noah?
I think for what it was as a show, I think it ended like obviously you don't like the ending, you want to see more, but I think for what it was, it ended at like where it was at, it was fine. I think like the whole like how Josh was saying, everything was subtle and like underhanded, like nothing was clear cut, like this is that and this, like everything was like so like at the like in a sense they were already showing us the relationship between Ryuji and Taiga in a sense because they were already doing these types of things, but like as a watcher, you want that established first. You want that like you want to like we're here, it's them, like you know what I'm saying. There's not this back and forth like is it this, is it that, like you know what I'm saying. And I think my biggest stick with the episode length and like the romance being like finalized, the pool scene when he was struggling and like she pulled him out and she had that whole like Ryuji's mind scene, and then they go from that to nothing. I was so upset. I was like, nah, I can't right now. How are you gonna do this in front of everybody? And then the next episode acted like it didn't happen. I was heated. I think it ended. Long story short, I think it ended fine for what it was. They did show the relationship technically, but it wasn't like an actual relationship. It's like it wasn't established.
I agree with that.
Agreed. And now speaking of Ryuji and stuff, like how do you guys feel about him overall as like a character? I know Isaiah, you started earlier by like saying like you actually really like what he did and stuff. So like how do you feel about him overall?
I like Ryuji as a character, but just like Taiga as a love interest, they're just kind of like I don't know. It's the love in this show is very awkward because the 2 main characters are very awkward. They're offbeat, they're off stage, they're not that usual main characters you look for in the rom-com. You got Taiga, who's the person everyone's scared of. She's the bully. She's very socially awkward. Then you got Ryuji, who scares everybody, because of his eyes and all that stuff. Like it's very weird. Like this, you're not going to find a rom-com like Toradora because it's very different. I like him as characters as love interests. I think that they play around too much. He's very oblivious because like it takes the other girls to actually like basically tell him like she's feeling you, like why are you being stupid? It's just like come on now. And he gets on my nerves at times, like just like you said. I screamed at the TV a lot when I first watched it, but it's hit or miss. It depends on the episode with Ryuji.
Yeah, I agree because I mean, like, I really like his way, like the way how like he cooks and stuff. I know, like for me, Like that's sort of like how I am when it comes to like meeting people and stuff. Like, hey, like I'll cook a nice meal and stuff like that. It's just like a way to like share, like, hey, like I really care about you and stuff. So like I really like vibe with Ryuji in that regard in terms of like him cooking for like the girls and stuff and him like being there. But I completely agree with you. Like he did a lot of just dumb stuff. Like Ami literally every time she would give him straight facts, hit him with so much knowledge, hit him with great advice, and then he's just like, oh, I gotta go do something else, or and oh my goodness, what's her name? Minori, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand her. It's just so. I mean, she's very nice. Don't get me wrong, she's very nice, but she's just so go. If she's not doing this, she's doing that, and if she's not doing that, like you lose yourself in that regard. And I was just like, man, Ryuji, like, if I was him, I would have went for Ami in a heartbeat. So like that, I was team Ami all day. That's another reason why I was shouting at the TV, because I'm just like, man, she's hitting you with so much knowledge. She invites you to her beach house. I'm sorry, I'm not having. If I was Ryuji, I'm sorry.
I mean, she does get a little bit of annoying to me. I don't know. I think. I think Ami's a little fake at points, and I know she gets over it. But like, I think at the beginning, her little shtick about being like the girl next door that like doesn't do anything wrong and then hit it. She's like so mean to like Tyga. So I was like, but she does keep it real. I did like that about her. She kept it real on a one-on-one sense, but like in a public setting, I thought that she was very fake at times. I'm just like, be yourself. And I'm glad that she eventually did, but it took a while to get there. The pacing in Toradora is my only pet peeve. I don't like the pacing of some of these characters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, no, I just want to say one more thing.
No, you're good.
I mean, she literally asked this man, hey, come to my beach house. Like, I'm sorry, at the time, like me and Tiger are like, we're just like, like we're trying to get with each other's like crush and stuff like that. So I would have told Tiger straight up, like, look, we're just best friends here. I got invited to a beach house. I'm gonna go to the beach house and I'm having a good time. I was so mad at him at that point. I was like,
I just think that he didn't feed into the whole fake airhead thing. That like I think if she was like herself from the rip, then like she would have been fine. But like her spilling her drink on herself, pretending to be dumb, like, oh, I don't know, like eventually you just like, oh, like I don't know if I'm feeling this, So I can see why it didn't end up being those two, but like maybe if she was being her true self from the beginning, then maybe he would have been more like compelled to try something with her.
Okay, yeah, I agree. No, how do you feel?
I mean, I like Ryuji. I think he's like going off like the Ami thing, like he doesn't treat anybody different either. He kind of keeps it like real with everybody. Like he doesn't like if anybody who wants like anybody who can get past the fact of like him looking scary, like he's just like the same person everybody else. He doesn't see anybody else as different like that. So I like him in that sense. He just kind of always like was good. As far as like the girls go, they each have a problem.
Yeah,
they each have a problem. Like Ami's like she's got her whole thing. Then Minori, like she's all about like sacrificing herself, like her own feelings for other people. And then Taiga is just like an absolute like lunatic. Like it's like they all had their own problems and they all enabled each other's problems, which is what made the series so like, like can someone just say something like and just get like something out in the air, like some concrete, like I don't know. Everybody was just enabling everybody. That was the problem.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wait till you get to the other characters, but go ahead, Josh.
No, I definitely agree with that point because again, like no one was direct with each other. It was because I mean, like Ami and Minori, like they ended up getting into like a fight towards the end of the series and stuff. It was to the point where like that was happening. Like they kept enabling and like accepting people's behaviors for the longest time, and then towards the end, it was like, oh, like get like snap out of it. And then when you constantly enable somebody and they're used to the enablement, it's gonna take a fist fight or something for something to change.
Yeah.
So I mean, I definitely agree with your point, Noah, in that regard. But Isaiah, what were you trying to say?
I mean, I don't mind Minori as much. I just think that her character, she like Noah said, just can't keep it real to the point where like she thinks about herself. She should think about herself more than these thinking about others, because like I think that it kind of, it's almost like what's the word I'm looking for, like self-sabotage
Yeah,
almost,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I hate those
Yeah.
tropes in like female characters, like because
Yeah,
then it just the writer's trying to get you to feel something for them, like feel that relationship and feel
yeah,
that attachment. Because there are people that are like that watch these
yeah,
shows and they're like, that's a relatable character and I get what they do, but I hate that trope so much.
yeah.
It's just like a pain. Like I don't know if you've seen like romantic snafu, my teen romantic snafu. It's the same thing with like Yui in that show. It's the same thing.
Like if you think about it, it's almost like the show should have been about Minori and Ryuji for a little bit, because they actually both ended up having feelings towards each other. But she was like, "No, I'm not the main character.
Exactly.
Like, I gotta give it to my friend instead." You know, it's just like I don't know. I feel like she should have been she. You know what, Minori minus like the self-sabotage and being a workaholic is almost like the usual love interest in these shows, like the pretty girl, the girl everybody wants, happy-go-lucky, all this stuff. Usually that's the girl that everybody writes in these shows, but they really took a whole different direction with Taiga, and you know, they're best friends. And she was like, you know what, I'm going to ignore my feelings just because you like the same guy, you go for him, you know, I'm going to ignore myself. And it's like, you shouldn't do that, you know. That aspect of her is annoying. I do agree with that.
Yeah, and just like to add, like, I mean, I like how they added like softball and baseball too, because I used to play a lot of that and stuff. And again, like when she made a mistake in softball, like she immediately like self-sabotage. She immediately like shut down and stuff like that. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I was just like, you are mad traumatized. And I was like, you need some therapy to talk and clear your mind and clear your thoughts. Because again, if you're constantly going and doing all these tasks and stuff, you become overwhelmed and eventually you lose yourself. And I felt like at times that's what she was doing. She was losing like herself. She wasn't doing things that made her happy. Like, was she actually happy doing softball? Because if she makes a mistake, she's all over the place and shutting down. So does she actually like softball? So, I mean, like, those were like the questions when it came to like Minori that when I was watching it, like that's what came to my mind. And especially I remember when she like broke like the star on the Christmas tree, like she was trying to demand like Ryuji was trying to help her, like, look, like we can fix this, we can go together. She was like, no, like she immediately like deflecting, pushing off and stuff. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, like you need some therapy, you need someone to talk to. Okay. Like as I was thinking, I definitely agree with your point, though. They should have had a little bit. I feel like they could have added a little bit more of like Minori and Ryuji a little bit, because I don't think
Ryuji's a good main. I don't think he's a good love interest main character. He's not.
I mean, like, I definitely feel like their relationship would not have worked out, because I agree with what Ami said in the anime. Like they're on two different wavelengths. Like she's more of like the sun and he's more of like the moon, whereas Ami and him are more like they vibe on the same wavelength, but they each have their own different personalities and stuff like that. So, I mean, I honestly, overall, when it came to Minori, that was the only thing I couldn't really like about her. She's very nice, very nice character, very sweet and stuff. I just, again, if you're constantly going, you gotta take a step back and relax for yourself, man. But yeah, Isaiah, do you want to do our rankings, or do you want to talk about anything else?
Sure. Sorry, I think I froze a little bit, but yeah, we can.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you good?
No, we can do it. We can do our rankings. Yeah, that's cool.
I will say one thing. What else I hated was the dad part. Taiga's dad. That whole like 2 episode span of just what was that? What was necessary about that? There was nothing necessary about that. It was so random. Like he just tries to come in her life, and then he's just like, never mind. See, like I'm out again, and then it was, I don't know. I didn't get that part. That part confused me.
Usually, the formula of rom-coms, and you'll learn this, Josh, the more you watch. There's usually 3 major plot points. And it's funny because the actual love relationship part is usually like the least predictable. So I'm not even going to include that. It's usually there's conflict in the point where like there's a female who likes the male protagonist, and they have to find a way around that. Yeah. And then in some point, there's a male who likes the female protagonist, and you have to find a way around that. And there's just like love triangles between both parties, and then they both end up getting jealous and then grow more feelings towards each other. And then there's always that third plot point, which they both have to deal with together, which is what Noah's talking about in this situation, which is the father coming in, and also Ryuji's mom with the whole work situation and going to the grandparents. So there's always that, and that the third plot point usually takes the longest, and that's usually like the moment that makes the characters grow the closest, because they're like separated from like the friends and the love interests and the schools and all that. So that you know, that's usually seen in every anime, rom-com wise at least. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and this thought just occur to me. I'm sorry, I know you want to do the rankings.
So. No, you're good. Take your time.
I was watching the ending and I was just like, so they pretty much both say to their moms, "F you, mom. We're gonna go run away and get married." I was like, "What?" I was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "You're 18, Tiger. You're about to turn 18." And I was, "You guys are already about to get married already." I was like, "Can't you guys just be in a relationship for some time before anyone thinks about marriage?" I mean, I get it, when you're young, you do dumb stuff, but I was just like, "Come on, man." I was like, "Really? Like, can we start with a healthy relationship first? And then get into it if things were to last and stuff like that." That was just my last point. My last little rant that I had to get into.
No, I mean, over in Japan, that's pretty like culturally like normal, honestly, in Japan though, like just being like super young and like doing those types of things, just because like I don't know, it's like more of like a why not? I don't know. I think it's more of like an accepted thing in Japan as like compared to Western.
Mm-hmm. Not it is. It's the things that are normal and acceptable over there is way different from over here. So I think when I watch these series, I have to like detach and be like, "Oh wait," because another thing with this.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, you think about it sometimes, like some of these like male roles in these are like 20 plus years old, and these females are like 17, like, and 17 is fine over there, and that's like the age, and that's like sometimes they'll do that in like these romances where the age disparities will be pretty like. It's not far, but it's just like high school, and then this dude's in college. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like here, it'd be like that's like a little weird, but like over there, that's just like normalized.
And one thing you have to remember going into rom-coms, I think, and this is drastically different from the shonen genre, it's trying to reflect real world things as well. Like, all right, so this is regular over there, so it's gonna feel like over there. Like you're gonna start seeing like references to real life stuff where like usually it's just like some fake like environment or something like that. So that's another thing I will say. But all right, so let me open up the screen share and we will go into our tier list for Toradora. This time, like usual, it's S to D. We have 12 characters to rank. Some important, some not really, but we're going to rank them anyway. We're going to rank off of likability. And obviously it's going to start with one of the bigger characters, like we were talking about, Ami, one of the more important characters of the show. You know, Noah and Josh seem to like her a lot. I don't dislike her. I think Ami's pretty cool as well. I usually go for. I usually gravitate towards the Amis in these series because I think that they make most sense. They're saying what I'm thinking. I'm like, why? Like you know, if I had a voice in these shows and be like, what is wrong with you with some of these characters? Ami would be the character that I'll think of. I like Ami a lot. As a love interest too, she brings a very interesting aspect to it. But in this show, actually, Toradora, there's not really a lot of, I can't even call them love interests. I think they're just characters because, like I said, Ryuji is very oblivious to his surroundings. So he doesn't really know that certain people like him unless they're slapping him in the face, telling him that, hey, I like you, you know? So how do you guys feel about Ami as a character?
Yeah, no, you go.
I can go for it. I think past the points you made about like the whole she should have kept it real like from the beginning, like the whole like double-sided personality, which I get because she's like a model, like this superstar, so like she's gonna have that like that split, like this way she's gonna act this way in public and this way in private. So I think that would knock her out of the S rank. I mean, that would probably knock. I'd put her in A. I loved her character. I thought she was great. She's the best girl on the show for me. I think she was just worlds better than Taiga. I don't even think it was close, honestly. But
All right, Josh.
Yeah, I agree. I'd probably put her at top of A. Yeah, just for all those reasons. Again, like I mean, other than like her like airheadness and stuff. I mean, she did give great advice. That's one of the reasons why like I vibed with her very well. And I also really liked her character growth towards the end of the series as well. Like she was able to actually like be herself a little bit more towards the end of the series. But because of how she acted in the beginning and stuff, I definitely would put her right at top of A.
I can agree with that, and that's the only reason I moved her already. I thought it made the most sense. But cool. All right, so next, kind of a side character, honestly. This is what Hisamitsu, I think. Oh, that's his name. He was just kind of like that friendly guy that was in the class. I remember he ended up having feelings for one of Ami's like sidekicks at one point. But I mean, you know, he was just kind of like there, like he was just like a background character. But I mean, he was there. I personally don't care about him though. I
didn't remember his name until you said it.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was.
All right,
yeah, he's just there doing his thing.
Yeah,
chilling in space.
Oh my gosh! All right, so the next one. This is Koji, right? This is Koji. I think he was just like that. Basically, he was like a class clown. Like he was just like, I don't know. He was just like that guy in the class, just there to. I don't know. He was just like the other guy. He was just kind of there.
Yeah, just there. Yeah, honestly, I don't even understand some of these characters. They were just kind of there. Yeah, they really like that though.
Anyone that's not like a important role, they're gonna do. But another one of her sidekicks. I mean, do we really care about her either?
No, not at all. I don't even remember their name. Like that's just how unimportant. Like none of these characters got like. That they were just like they were just there. They got no focus. Like they were just
trying to get to the important.
Yeah,
honestly, real quick, let me just get through these.
Let's just you can just get all of them. Honestly,
the rest of them. Okay, the rest of them sidekicks. Goodbye. All right, so
there we go.
just trying to get through that real quick. All right. So Minori is the next one. So we spoke about her for a little bit. She was a sports girl. She was the original main love interest, the happy-go-lucky, but like won't really focus on herself at the same time. Minori, I think she had a fun personality. I think that she had a lot of promise, but she, as a love interest for a rom-com, is a very annoying character. I will agree with that. As a character, I like her. As a rom-com, it's just like I don't know. It's you need to have some sort of self-interest, and it seemed like her in Taiga's friendship, like I felt like she thought that like her and Taiga couldn't be friends if she went out with Ryuji, and it was just like. I personally, I like the scene where she's chasing after Ryuji she's chasing after Taiga after the whole love scene where her and Ami and what's the other guy with the glasses name? Kimimura. When those three they were like circling like Ryuji, they were like, yo, like you know that she likes you, like what are you doing, my boy? And then she just starts running and then she starts chasing her. I thought that scene was so dope for me personally, but how do you guys feel about how do you feel about her about Minori?
I mean, overall, I feel like she is definitely like one of the best girls in the show. I mean, like when it comes to like hard work and dedication, she's on it. Like she can pretty much like take care of herself. Now, in terms of like doing things that like are good for herself, that's where she really struggles a lot and stuff. And also just to add to like her character and stuff, I remember when they went to the beach house and stuff, like she really scared the crap out of everybody. So like when she does put like her full 100% effort into things, she's actually like really excellent at it. Like she's like a perfectionist in that regard. I mean, and there's pros to that and there's also negatives. I would probably put her around A tier as well, probably around with like Ami and stuff. I mean, I am biased. I like Ami better, but I understand why people would put Minori ahead of her just because, I mean, with her, you knew that she was a workaholic. You knew that already. And I knew from the beginning, oh, man, like she does not do anything that's like in terms of like self-care for herself. And you got that right from the beginning. There wasn't no like fakeness. There wasn't no like airheadedness. Like this is the real Minori. So in that regard, I'll probably put her top of A, maybe even bottom S. It all depends on how you guys are feeling. But Noah, how are you feeling?
Honestly,
real quick, I think she's under Ami, but continue on.
No, I think for me personally, this is like more of a personal thing. I dislike the athlete slash like self like sabotaging like she's not a dumb girl, but she's a dumb like that dumb girl trope. I hate that trope in like characters, and like especially like you said, like not a good love interest character either. It's just like, so for me, I'd say she's a B. Honestly, obviously, she's not my favorite type of female character in these type of shows, and she's any character that's kind of like her personality is probably like off the like on the lower part of my list for me. So probably I'd say she's a B. But we can put her in A though. We can put her in A, but she's definitely under Ami.
I'm not against the B. Like I'm trying to separate character from love interest because I keep remembering like this is a rom-com. So it's like if this was like a slice of life, I would be like, I'm all for Minori. I love Minori. As if this was like just like a slice of life, but it's not. It's like this is supposed to be like, a romance thing, and she does get on my nerves with that a little bit. So, I'm not against B. I'm not against B at all. I'm actually going to put her top B.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I just wanted to see how you guys were feeling when it came to her, because again, like that, like she needs to learn to take care of herself. That's one of the things. Like I love women that really like, especially female characters that like are able to like take care of themselves, understand how they feel emotionally, so that way like, and they're able to like take care of themselves. I can't deal with that like self-sabotage. Like you got to be able to step back and relax.
Yeah,
I just hate the characters that are there to make you like feel bad. Like she's just like that relatable character. Like, because like you said, how like we're talking about rom-coms, like it's more trying to cater to what's real life, and like there are people that are like this, and it's like they're trying to hit the heartstrings on those characters, and that's what she's just being used for. She was never gonna win because she was never gonna put herself out there, so it's almost to cater to those people who have felt the same way in these situations. I just hate when they do that. It's just like they're just trying to get the emotional like rise out of you.
All right, so next is Ryuji. Ryuji, I mean, I'm not going to go on about his story because, I mean, he's the main character. Honestly, I mean, I know Taiga's looked at as the main character, but it's really Ryuji. And I think he's a good narrator. I like seeing his thoughts. I like his connection with his mom a lot, too, because I think he's almost like the parent in that situation.
Definitely.
Like I thought his home life was very interesting. With the love though, I think he is the better between him and Taiga. I do think that he's the best. I think there's a reason why everyone gravitates towards him. I think it's compelling and fun to see someone who's almost like a social outcast like get surrounded by friends by the end of the show, and everyone just ends up liking him afterwards. I like him. I was trying to talk myself down while you guys were doing Minori to like put him lower, but I'm gravitating towards an A or S personally, but that's just me. How do you guys feel about Ryuji?
I'd agree. I think past the love interest part, I think Ryuji's like the most adult person in the show. I think he's an adult. He besides like the obliviousness when it comes to like the love, but when it comes to like being like an adult, like cleaning, he's a clean freak. He cooks, like he does all these things, and he makes sure like that his mom is like getting up for work and like this, and like he's a very well put together person when it comes down to it, and like he can handle his himself when it comes down to it at the end of the day. So as a character, I'd put him in A or S as well. I think honestly, I think he's a really good character. I enjoyed him.
How about you, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. I vibe with Ryuji a lot. In terms of like, again, like I already mentioned earlier about like cooking and stuff. I love the idea how he cooks meals. I like that. I mean, I know his mom pretty much like pays the bills and stuff, but he's pretty much like the parent in the house where like he is a clean freak. I know what I do. When I'm stressed out a lot, like I'll just go around my house and just start cleaning. So like that way it calms me down and stuff. So I vibe with him in that regard. And then in terms of like his overall person, like he's to himself, he understands himself a lot. He knows like, hey, like this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do, and people gravitate towards that. He's very mature for his age, and I like him a lot as an overall character. I really did not really get annoyed with him. I was just mainly annoyed with just the indirectness between the female characters, and then also he was also a little bit indirect as well, and he had his moments.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, I loved his dynamic with his mom. I was upset at the end how he like told her like pretty much like F off and stuff, but then they ended up like making up though at the end at the grandparents' house. So, but other than that, I mean, his dynamic with his family was really cool. He accepted his mom for who she is. Like, she's going to be out here. She's going to bring money into the house. She is pretty much, I mean, she's not a stripper, but she pretty much does like stripper things pretty much. So, I mean,
I like that he was willing to like start working to help her out, so she didn't have to do it alone.
Exactly. He's just like he was an all around good guy. Like when it came down to it.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. All around good guy, very mature. I would put him at S tier, honestly.
S tier.
Agreed.
Great character. Who is this?
I don't know who that is either.
Is that a second picture of Ami?
I was thinking the same thing when I was.
No, I think that's the the class rep chick.
That's the one that Tyga. This is the one that Tyga fought, right?
Yeah. Trash.
Yeah, she got her ass beat. Get her out of here.
Trash. All right. Anyway,
she knew Kitty. What is it? Kitty Mora cry.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
That's the love interest for Kitty.
For that bull. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, wow, they look exactly the same. Anyway, so Tyga is the next one. Tyga, if this was a slice of life, would probably be my favorite character because she's a comedic relief almost. Like I like how what do they call her tsundere? She's very tsundere, like she's angry, but she's like, I like this guy. It's fun. I think it's hilarious that everyone's afraid of her. But she's like palm tiger or something like that. Like I like her. I thought it was funny seeing her in a play and doing swimming and all that stuff. Like she's in very uncomfortable situations. She's a tomboy, honestly, but I love her as a character. As a love interest, she gets on my damn nerves. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. Her in this character from this show.
Figure out what you want.
Like I like her as a character, but oh, she's so annoying. And then I thought the way that she handled her feelings, she would be like running away every 5 seconds. I'm like what are we, like in elementary school? Like, come on now. So that specifically, I can't put her in S, but I can't put her under Ami. I think I still like Ami more, but I do think she's an A tier character as a person, but as a love interest, oh my gosh, she's so immature and childish. She ran away. And then went into hiding. We didn't hear anything of her in the last episode till like a few seconds before the after the end credits. I was like, what is going on here? That annoyed me the most. Yeah. I was like, you're really going to run away? And then for the finale, and then we didn't get to see her at all until after the end credits. That annoyed me. I was like, I'm frustrated. But everything else, other than the immaturity, I like her as a character. Noah, how do you feel about her?
I agree. I'd put her in A. She's not better than Ami, but I mean, she's funny. She throws hands. She got high energy. I liked her. She was okay. She's definitely not. I mean, obviously, she's not best girl, but she was okay. I think if they gave if they built the relationship earlier, she would have been a better character. But the whole back and forth and like the like pseudo relationship, like they're not dating, but they're doing relationship things, like, you know what I mean? Like I hated that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would put her behind Ami in A tier just because, just like the point you guys were saying, like literally, like you literally are going to this man's house and he's cooking for you every single day and in the morning. Of course you're gonna feel some type. You're gonna have some type of feeling. There's a reason why you're going over there, like
exactly.
But overall, though, as a character, she was absolutely like hilarious. I liked her swimming moments. I like the idea that she can like beat up men and stuff. I go for it. Like, I mean, you're short and small, but you pack a punch. Like, I like that aspect a lot. And then even with like as like a comedy, like even with like the bra cups and stuff, like she had Ryuji like sew bra cups for her, so that way she can go in the pool and actually like look like she had some. Like from a comedy standpoint, like she definitely was a really good character in that regard. Everything but the love. interest. Honestly, I completely agree with you, Isaiah. When she just took off, that I started yelling at TV. I was like, "Where the hell are you going?" One, like,
where are you running?
Where the hell are you? Where are you running? Exactly.
Yeah, I was yelling at my TV. My sister was dying. She was like, "Josh, are you okay?" Nah, I'm like, nah. Like this girl just got up and just left. Like what? What are you like? Where? Like first off, you're in high school. I'm like, where are you even gonna run off to? Like,
Exactly.
and to even make things like or even to add to her character though, like her parents are both just trash. Like, I mean, I heard the fact that her dad pulls the same crap every single year. He gets into her life, they have dinner, he does all these nice things, and then all of a sudden, like when she needs him most, like he's like the Avatar, he vanishes. When the world needed him most, he vanished.
That was hard to watch, man.
Yeah, I know. It was hard to watch because I mean, through like a personal level, like I mean, me and my dad have had a little shaky relationship, and at times, like I've had like baseball games and stuff, and he would tell me he would come and then not there. So when I saw that, I was like, damn, like that really like hit home. And that really adds to her character. And that's part of the reason why, like you were saying, like, why does she just run away? I definitely think that's definitely a reason because her damn parents just, whenever they're mad, your dad just, all right, here's an apartment for you. And then her mom's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to make an entrance until the second last episode. I was like, damn, if your parents are like that, no wonder you can't make up your damn mind when it comes to like men and stuff. So because of all that, I would put her at A tier, definitely behind Ami. I like women that understand themselves, like female characters understand like what they want, how they feel emotionally, and that's the difference between Ami and Taiga. But overall, Taiga was a great character. And you keep referencing what is it, Slice of Life, Isaiah? I'm gonna give that a watch soon.
You do.
Oh no, Slice of Life is a genre.
Genre.
Yeah.
I'll give you something to
watch.
Yeah,
definitely give me some because you keep mentioning it. I'm like, all right, let me.
Rom-coms and slice of life animes are, like I said, like they're so much different from shonen. Shonen just like more like it's more like the Marvel DC of anime. Like they're the fantasy, they're the oh my friends and all that stuff. Where slice of life and rom-coms really like hit home and they're very relatable.
You know what you gotta watch? It's on Netflix. Violet Evergarden.
Oh, God.
Is the most beautiful anime I've ever watched in my life. I'm not even kidding. Like
I haven't watched. Well, I watched the first episode.
It's so good. We don't have to talk about her. She's S. I don't even have to know what to say. Besides, I love his mom. I love his mom so much. She's so funny, so carefree. Like she's just a great. Like she's just out here, just living life. Like she just. Like just chilling, like I don't know. I loved her character. I thought she was hilarious.
One day we need to do a waifu ranking. That would be fun.
I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a watch.
So the next one, we really got through there's only like one more important character. This is a sidekick too. No, this is the teacher. Teacher, goodbye. So there's only two.
The teacher was such a hater. She's hating on the damn kids.
Sorry, you're an adult and you can't get a boyfriend.
I'm sorry. They do say teachers are crazy.
Yeah. So this is the mom, Ryuji's mom. I liked her as a character. I mean, I'm gonna put her C because she's not trash and she's not important like the other ones. But I thought she was fun to watch. She was a comedic relief. I can only feel for her because the dad, did he just like leave or did he just die?
I think he just dipped. No, I think he's still. I thought he was a mob. I thought he was in the mob. I thought he just kind of dipped off.
So he just kind of dipped. She's like a single mom trying to take care of her kids. She was taking multiple jobs. She couldn't really take care of her son, but I mean, she brought the money home. That was a big thing. She was a very real character in my opinion. Like I saw, it's like. She was probably the most realistic character of all of them, shockingly, in the show. I liked her. I know she's immature. I know she didn't really grow up, but like I liked her. She was fun. She never really got on my nerves, and I understood why she was getting angry for Ryuji. I mean, obviously, let the guy work and help you out. But like I see her reasoning, and she has nothing but good intentions. She was a sweetheart. Josh, how do you feel about her?
Yeah, I like the mom overall. I would probably put her right at C tier. She's not like one of the trash characters, and like when she does have her moments, like she really like did really well. Like she's a complete opposite of Tiger's mom. Like Like Taiga's mom was just came out of nowhere. Like, how are you gonna come out of nowhere and tell me what to do? Whereas like Ryuji's mom, like she was always there. Like she came with the bills, she paid the bills. I mean, when he needed advice, like she actually did give. I mean, she was drunk at the time, but she actually did give some really good advice to him. Like he was when him and Tiger first got into like a fight and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, like she'll be back." And I see this dynamic before and stuff, and she was pretty much telling him like, "Hey, like everything will be okay." Now she did end up passing out drunk, and he did have to take care of her, but she does give good advice when needed, and she's a real one. She helps pay the bills and stuff, so I'd probably put her right there at C tier. How you feeling though?
And real quick, I also will say, she was more of a mom to Tyga than her actual mom was.
Yeah,
that's but go ahead, Noah.
I love the mom. I think you guys are underplaying. I for me, she's like an S-A tier character. I think she's great.
I think
I'm not against it either.
Because like she doesn't add much, but I feel like the moment she's in, like they're either funny or informative or just like she's just like an all around like like you said, she's a real person. She's like just always genuine. I just enjoyed like I love the dynamic between like the Ryuji being the adult and she's like an adult, but she's like just a kid. Like it's just funny. I don't know. I enjoyed that.
No, I'm with that. I'm actually with that.
I like her a lot.
I want to put her S tier.
I like her S tier. I like her S tier. I like her.
She would be fine if she had her own anime. I'm not gonna.
That's what I'm saying. No, she would though.
Yeah, like that's why I was saying like the way they wrote her, she was like the most realistic out of all these people, and like I could see like I enjoyed watching her. I think she deserved more camera time, but she played her role. She played her role, and I get it. Last one is Kimimura. That's how you say his name, right? Yeah, Kimimura. Kinemura. Honestly, Kinemura did not get on my nerves this entire series. Personally, like he kind of just minded his business. Like the girls liked him, but he was just like, "Hey, like I like what I like," and he liked the class rep. Now, was she a good character? No, but everything as a human being, he was a nice guy. And actually, when he took the fall and pretended that he was the one that brought Taiga up on the snow hill when she crashed and everything for Ryuji, I thought that was dope. Like he's like honestly the best friend that everybody needs, in my opinion. As a love interest, he can kind of be annoying. Like he kind of was simping for a bad person. But everything else, like I liked him as a guy. I thought he was cool. What do you guys think about him?
You got it, no?
He was cool. I put him at like B. He was all right. He wasn't like he was like you said. He's like the good, like the best friend, like in the series. Like he took the falls. He did like the little nitty gritty things. He. It's funny how you see like the narrative flip from Taiga and Ryuji helping each other get with their crushes to like him and like Minori and like Ami, like everyone, and it kind of just flips to like getting these two idiots to realize like, hey, you guys hang out every single day. This isn't like a friendship thing. Like you're past that point, you know what I mean? And it kind of flipped. So he played his role like in the series. So I think he's like a B. I think I like Minori better than him, but I don't think he would be an A tier for me.
Yeah, I mean, adding to his character, I know he's had some like comedy moments too. Now, I honestly think his comedy moments are a little bit weird. Like I remember he did the presentation with his shirt off at the Christmas party, and then in order to wake up Ryuji, I think he like farted on his face or something like that. I'm trying to recall. I mean, from like a comedy standpoint, he did add that moment. That he did have some moments, and I mean, he did have a moment where he dyed his hair yellow because like he didn't want to be. He was simping very hard. He didn't want to be.
He was weird with that
because of whatever her name. I think her name is. I have the character list right in front of me. I think her name is Samiri or something.
Something like that. She was there for an episode.
Yeah, she was there for a couple episodes, and he like confessed. He also liked Taiga as well in the beginning of like the series. Like he actually admitted, and she shut him down hard. So I mean, he got rejected by two women. It seems like he has a type though. His type is definitely the strong.
He wants to be dominated.
Yeah, he wants to be dominated. And he got shut. He struck out hard on both of them. But I mean, overall as a character, just like you said, Isaiah and Noah, like he was always there for Ryuji. Like he took the fall for Ryuji as well. Like, hey, like I did it, even though like Ryuji did it. So I mean, I'd probably put him. I'd put him at top of B around Minori. I mean, whatever tiebreaker it is, I'm fine with him either being behind her or ahead of her. Just because, again, like besides him simping hard, I mean, overall as a character though, like I didn't mind him for a class president. Usually, like the hall monitor type of people, I can't stand because they're like, oh, it's all about the rules and stuff. But he had to not get on my nerves, so I would probably put him at top of B. But it all depends on how you guys feel about that.
They're interchangeable for me. I don't think it's They're just kind of they're good characters.
They're just kind of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good friends. Great friends.
Good friends. Yeah, exactly.
Annoying love interest, but they're good friends.
Agreed.
But there you go. No C tier. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty cool. These people honestly.
Some of these people could have been C tier, but they were just so unimportant. It's just like
they didn't need to even be on the tier list. Honestly,
no, they really didn't.
Yeah. That one dude's a straight up perv. What's his name?
This guy,
Koji.
This guy right there. Let me, in fact, hold up real quick. Add a row below. This, like, I can't stand this guy. He's like grape juice from My Hero. That was weird. My God, yeah. but there you go. There's a tier list for Toradora. This is our first rom-com. Josh, do you enjoy the rom-com genre now that you are privy to it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I mean, when I shot at TV and stuff, like I'm into it. I'm hooked. Like at first I watched a couple episodes. I was like, all right, like I'm feeling this out and stuff. And then like I actually like really got into it. I binged it all on Monday. I watched a couple episodes on Sunday. I liked it, and I had to go to sleep. And then I woke up Monday. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna finish this. And I was really hooked on it. And then towards the end, I was like, what is going on? I definitely agree.
Where's the romance?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, where's like the romance? Like it's all this tension. I'm just like, goodness, just you gotta let it out. Like
there's better rom-coms, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, there are.
But yeah, in terms of like watching and stuff, I was hooked. I like it. I definitely would watch more of like the rom-com series as well. I also want to try the other genre as well. So I mean, gotta expand. I don't mind it at all. I definitely see why a lot of people do like it. Now, and a show's doing a good job though when you have a lot of people talking about it, whether that is good or bad. That's the point of the show. So Toradora, I definitely would put great. I got to see more to where I can rank it amongst like the series and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, for my first rom-com, I enjoyed it a lot. So I have a question for you two though. Who is I know you guys mentioned a little bit about favorite characters and stuff, but who's your favorite character and why?
From the series,
overall,
I mean, if we're just taking all aspects and like if it's like not who I'm trying to like date or something, if it's just like who do I like? Like I said earlier, I love the mom. I think she is a great character. And I like I know Tyga's annoying, but I love Tyga. She had me dying this entire series. And honestly, I think Tyga was a reason that I first got hooked onto the show when I first watched it. Because as a character, she is just so different. Like they don't make characters like this usually that are just like small. Like if there's a meter of Tsundere, like that was like on a 10. Like she's like the ultimate Tsundere. Yeah. But I was hooked onto her as a character. So I might say Tyga. I like Tyga a lot.
All right, no.
I think taking out like the best girl thing, I think I enjoyed Ryuji's character a lot. Like besides the like love and I don't know, I think he was just a solid dude. He just like did what he had to do. Besides being like completely oblivious, which is like I get what they're trying to get at because like I think I liked their relationship and I hated at the same time because they were like Ryuji was giving Taiga the things that she never experienced, like these home cooked meals, this real like genuine connection with a person that Taiga didn't understand, and I get that's why like Taiga was like so standoffish about it and like didn't understand. They were like, I like the fact that them learning to, like when I think about it, I like the fact that them learning to like know what this is together. So like I like Ryuji and and Ryuji was always so patient. Like you can't find a more patient dude than this man. Like. This man's getting beat up every morning and still making breakfast. Like you can't find anybody more patient than that.
True.
I also will say the pair was so weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, I like Ryuji a lot. He definitely was one of my favorite characters too. Just the idea of cooking, being very patient, very mature. Even though, like you said, Noah getting his ass kicked literally every single day.
every morning.
Even
Didn't let it
like,
bother him.
I know, like the fact that they were neighbors too. Like Jesus, R.I.P. that man. So, but yeah,
Ryuji, honestly, it's I don't know if Noah's ever seen. I know you haven't, Josh. But my favorite anime of all time is the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and he reminds me of this character named Keon, but like Keon's a better version of Ryuji. But Ryuji's like the notch down of him. So I think that's why I liked him so much as well.
But yeah, I mean, you guys ready to wrap this up or anything else to talk about?
You know, that's all we got for today. So anyone who's watching this on Twitch, thank you for watching. If you are not in your watch this on YouTube, this will be uploaded on YouTube a little bit later today, as well as Spotify and all that other fun stuff. So keep a lookout and follow the Twitch channel, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all of our socials, which we will be plugging in a second. Silent Podcast actually just created a new Twitter page, so please go follow that, because we will be posting all of our updates and such on there now instead of my personal. So keep a lookout for that. We will possibly be looking at a new schedule change for Anime Club, so look out for updates on that. I don't think we're going to do Tuesdays anymore at midnight. We're actually going to be moving to daytime. We're moving a lot of schedules around this weekend, so just keep a lookout for all information on the Twitter account. But yes, you can follow me at 8Ball Bangers on Twitter, and like I said, all that other fun stuff, just look on those pages. Tonight we actually have two other podcasts today. It's a stacked day for podcasts over here. You're going to have Sasha and Geneva and Lance talking about Challenge All-Stars tonight at 10. The first episode came out yesterday, so I know a lot of people are talking about the challenge, so look out for that, as well as you should see Sarah, Ganjo, Cheyenne, who couldn't join us today, unfortunately, but Cheyenne, and possibly a guest to talk about Big Brother Canada, because Austin got voted out yesterday, so look out for that. But that's what you should be expecting over here. Josh, where can people find you?
You guys can follow me at Twitch. My Twitch is right below at swoop_RD_. I also do sports podcasts. Also been live streaming Pokemon as well. Been a blast. You guys can follow me at my Twitter page at SANN_CHEZZ. I post all the stuff about the Anime Club, sports, and also Pokemon as well. So you guys can follow me there.
And Noah?
You guys can follow me. You can see it right there at Soft Nono on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Nono is with zeros, and I stream just video games on Twitch, and sometimes I read manga on Twitch as well.
All right. So until next time, we will see you guys later. Have a good one.